Welcome, everyone. Thank you again for taking the time this evening to sit down and go through the webinar for the USA Volleyball Partnership with SportsEngine. My name is Charles Buckmeyer, and I will be leading this webinar. As I mentioned about 5 minutes ago, all of you are currently on mute to allow us to get through the webinar here. So if you have any questions, please make sure you save them to the end. We will have about 5 to 10 minutes to go ahead and answer those questions. But if you don't want to forget them, go ahead and feel free to write them down. Or we do have a chat functionality here within the Ring Central meeting that you can submit those questions. A little bit about myself. I've been with SportsEngine for 4 years as the Carolina sports consultant. I do have my bachelor's and my master's in sports management and administration and have been a basketball club director for about 4 years. So I've been in your guys' shoes. I've used a few different technologies, and I actually was a client of SportsEngine before I became an employee. So let's get into a little bit about today and what we're going to go ahead and cover. I'm going to go ahead and provide a quick overview of who SportsEngine is, some of the products and tools that we'll be using, discuss the new processes that we have set in place, and then just try to help you guys understand the new transition plan here for the USA Volleyball Partnership. So a little bit about SportsEngine. This slogan and this brand right here is all over our offices as well as on our website, but it speaks to the creation and the inception of the original SportsEngine idea, for the love of sport. Our CEO, Justin Koffenberg, his dad was the director of his hockey program, but also his coach. And what he witnessed as Justin was participating was that his dad spent a lot more time managing the organization off the ice than he was actually coaching him. And so when he got to college, him and his colleague Carson Kipfer started SportsEngine as a technology solution to help his dad manage the hockey program. And over time, that grew into not just hockey, but volleyball and soccer and baseball and basketball. And now we're able to help all different organizations with the administrative side of managing their organization. Now, if we fast forward 10 years, we're actually acquired by NBC. And what that allowed us to do is really increase the timeline and the velocity at which we were producing the products and tools to serve our members. And it allowed us that instead of working with the clubs and the teams at the local level, it allowed us to provide different solutions at the very top to the national governing bodies, the regions, and the state directors so that they had tools to manage their organizations. And what we look at now in the sports ecosystem is that we're able to send information from the top up, or the top down, and the bottom up. And that's kind of with the new USAV partnership, the information is able to flow from you guys at the club director level all the way to up to the region level, and then to the national governing body, and then back down. So going over the product side of things today, I'm going to go ahead and cover 4 main pieces. So headquarters, which all my current clients are very familiar with. That's kind of what you guys interact with day to day. What the member profiles look like, how you guys as club directors are going to be able to administer within headquarters, and then the support here at SportsEngine. So what is HQ versus member management? So headquarters, again, is where all that information lives. This is something that everyone, all you club directors will have access to. The member management side of things is really just how you guys are managing the information that you have now either imported or is in there through the SportsEngine system already. So again, for my SportsEngine clients, you guys are all familiar with headquarters. This is what this looks like. It gives you a quick snapshot of your organization as a whole up here. It'll show you any current registrations you have available. And then this is how you're going to manage and communicate with your members. We do have invoicing and registration here, and then you can get listed on our sportsengine.com youth directory as well. Now, before we get into headquarters, we first have to have an account and a membership. So we're going to go ahead and cover what that looks like and how we're creating that membership, creating that account, and what those profiles will look like. So if you are a current client with SportsEngine or have ever registered with a SportsEngine organization, you will already have a SportsEngine account. If you're brand new, you'll go ahead and follow this quick 5-step process to get your account created. And once created, you'll be able to log into the system. You can go ahead and continue with your Facebook or Google through here. Otherwise, you can go ahead in the traditional route and go ahead and enter your email and your password and get signed in. Now, if you're anything like me, I have 25 different usernames and 25 different passwords for 25 different technology solutions. Well, If you forgot your password, no worries. You can go ahead and just enter your email address. It'll send you a reset password link for you then to go ahead and reset your password, and you can go ahead and get logged back in. So taking a look at the actual profile itself, we're using Matt here as an example, but Matt goes ahead and registers his son Jack and his daughter Sophia, and this is what their household profile view looks like. So I know there's Matt the parent, and then the sub-profiles, if you will, Jack and Sophia listed right there. And on the left-hand side, it gives you a quick view of everything you've registered for, all the bills you've received, what teams and schedules you're a part of, and then you're also able to see the dashboard side of things as well. So let's just say if I dive into Jack or Sophia's member profile here, I'm going to go ahead and click on Jack, and I can see some more in-depth information about Jack himself. But one of the most important things that I'm able to see here is that Jack has his USAV membership listed right here. Now, if I wanted to add maybe, let's say, my ex-wife to receive communication regarding Jack so that she is in touch with everything that's going on, I can do that simply by adding a guardian right here. And once I do that, you'll see that actually Tracy is added. So she's receiving the same communication that I am regarding Jack and Sophia, but now she's not directly tied to our account. Now, I also have the ability within the member profile here to manage my preferences. And this is just managing how I want to receive communication, the different ways I can receive communication, and just making sure that all my information is up to date. So if I want to make sure that my work email is receiving the same email as my personal email is regarding Jack and Sophia, I can go ahead and add that secondary email in here. And then I also have the option to opt in for text messages to receive those messages through there. Now, those are two primary forms of communication. The other form is actually right up here in the right-hand corner. Any messages sent out to your membership will actually come through as an email, a text message if enabled, and then you'll also receive that actually in your member profile here, and you'll get notifications right there letting you know that you have messages. As we continue on here, I want to get to the kind of nitty-gritty piece of this, and which is the team creation, getting your information to your region, to AES, to USAV, all in one fell swoop. So again, we're back at headquarters here, and you'll actually see the governing seasons here. So once the region and USAV create these governing seasons, it'll populate on everyone's headquarters for them to submit their rosters. So boom, I can see my test governing season here. I'm going to go ahead and submit those rosters. And there's three ways that we can actually accomplish this. So you can continue with the traditional model where you're manually adding teams and players individually. Otherwise, the other two options we have available for you, I'll go through here in a second. So the first is Sports Engine Sync, which is for all Sports Engine clients. And it's a one-step process to get your information submitted. And then we'll go through the upload side of things. So to start off, in Sports Engine, you're able to take players from registration, roster them to the teams you have created, to then create your rosters. Once that's done, you're able to go in here to the team creation side of things and hit add people and teams. And because you've already rostered those players to a team through Sports Engine, it'll show your teams here on the left-hand side. And now you're just bringing them over to the governing season to get those submitted. Boom, awesome, great, my teams are synced, and now I can go through and edit anything that I feel like there may be an error on, or I may need to adjust before I get this officially submitted. Now, when it comes to the upload side of things, you will have the option to upload a CSV file into the system. When you do that, we will have a template available for you to download to make it a little bit easier for the upload process. But one thing to note, instead of doing an individual CSV upload per team, we will provide the option to actually upload an entire CSV file with all your teams, so you don't have to do the upload individually per team. Another beneficial part of that is that once that information is uploaded, you're actually able to edit all that information here within Sports Engine instead of having to re-upload the CSV file after you've resolved your errors. So again, you're able to do that all within Sports Engine after the upload. If I resolve all my errors and everything looks good, I will get to the next page here that kind of details that information here for me. And once I hit import, it'll start that process. And if for whatever reason I have to leave my computer or step away for a second, this import will continue to process as you're gone. All right, perfect. We got that set up. And now I'm actually going to assign those to teams. So again, this is coming from your upload, and now I'm just dragging them over into the governing divisions to finish the team creation part of this. And we're complete. The rosters have been submitted. Once that's done, I'm then able to print off those rosters and have those available to my coaches or for myself as a true roster format here. Now, all this information has now been either uploaded to Sports Engine or is currently within Sports Engine as a Sports Engine client. Now, what can I do with this information now that I have it here? Well, you're able to go ahead and if you look here on headquarters, you'll have a members tab that you can actually click into, and it'll show all that information that you just uploaded through the system. So here's a membership directory, if you will, displaying the information that has been uploaded. And then now I can do a search within that directory. This is an example of an S. So if I'm searching for Sophia and I type in S here, it's going to start populating all the first name S's here. You can also add people into groups for specific messaging or specific content, really depending on what you guys are wanting to do. And there's two options. You can either make it a public group or a private group. The difference is when you choose a private group, they don't realize that they're in a group. It looks like individual messages as opposed to a public group, which is very visible that you are in a group for whatever reason, whether that be a development or camp clinic. That's something that you're able to keep within the group side of things and message out to. Again, this is just a view of what that group looks like. I can edit that group at a later time. I can rename it. I can add different people into those groups. And then I can also edit the information that that group is displaying. So if I want to make sure I have everybody's date of birth on there, or I want to make sure I have everybody's address on there, I can go ahead and edit those columns to make sure I'm displaying that information. When it comes to actually creating a message, our messaging system is very simple when it comes to emailing. It looks like almost like a Microsoft Word text block in terms of how you're able to add information as well as links right to the message here and get right back out to that group. And with the member search, we're able to filter down by information and you can display different information. So if you want to see everybody who has a date of birth before 2010, you can go ahead and run that information and it'll filter down the report for you in your membership directory. We can also, again, adjust the columns in terms of what information is displayed. So if you just want to traditionally display first name, last name, birth date, email, and phone number, that's great. But if you want to add more columns and have more of a complex view of what information is displayed for each individual, you can go ahead and add those individual columns at your discretion. And again, we can get so finite to go ahead and show a report for all females born after 2010 who are missing their junior membership. And once that's filtered out, it'll display that information here for you. Within the directory, you're also able to export that information, all based on your filters as well. So you have the option to kind of really get everything into the directory. And then if you need to export for whatever reason, a lot of times we see that with kind of one-off camps or clinics or training to actually cross people off and make sure that they've attended. You're able to do that here within Sports Engine. Now, here's where we really jump from the 21st century to the 22nd century in terms of membership carding. So with the membership card, it is a digital card, and this is something that you're able to actually add to your Apple Wallet or your Google Pay wallet so that you have it at all events that you go to. What we've also seen is that parents will take a picture of the QR code and actually send it to all family members just in case they're not able to attend. Some person in the family has this so that it can be scanned. So on this next screen, for my iPhone users, I'm going to actually have you go ahead and give this a try and scan the QR code listed right here to pull up Sophia's membership. I'll leave it up for about 10 more seconds just so you guys can test it out. Again, super great feature to be able to just to have this at your disposal. You don't have to have any extra paperwork or anything like that. It's on your phone, which you're taking to events anyway. Now, the communication and training side of things. So again, we've done this webinar here for you guys. I've also recorded it that will be sent out via myself or Jimmy here either tomorrow or early next week. But we'll also be sending out more information regarding the USA Volleyball Partnership and some training camps that we'll have. But most importantly, we'll have transition specialists here. I'm one of them that will be able to assist with getting your information over to USAV and getting you guys set up on headquarters. If you guys saw within that headquarters side of things, there's always going to be this need help button that you can click, and it'll actually prompt this help center, which allows you to connect with a live chat customer support member. For my current clients, you all have customer success managers that are kind of your go-to person here at Sports Engine, but we'll also have multiple videos and articles available just in case you guys want to take some more time prior to the season. Once we get closer to the season, we'll actually have some training camps and really kind of go full on out in terms of the training side of things to make sure people feel comfortable on the Sports Engine platform, but more importantly, feel comfortable getting their information submitted in a timely manner. Now, when it comes to Sports Engine itself, right, yes, we're taking care of the roster submission and getting that information to USAV and your region and AES, but there are a lot of additional benefits to Sports Engine since you're already having to use headquarters here. We do provide that all-in-one solution to manage your organization by having that website. We have mobile app for communication. We're able to do your registration and financial through the system. Through payment plans or individual invoices, all of that can be taken care of here at Sports Engine. And if this is something that anyone is looking to do and have a conversation with more, please make sure you contact me if you haven't received my communication yet. Here's all my information. I please ask that you jot that down. Again, I will be emailing out some more information regarding this after the fact. But again, it does make sense as an all-in-one solution moving forward, that if this is something you guys are looking to do and plan to be in the Palmetto region for some time, that this is something that you'll take a look at. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up for questions right now. Again, if you guys have anything in the chat, I'll double check here. It looks like no one submitted the chat question yet, so I'm going to go ahead and unmute everyone here for a second.